Scheffler. I know you're a huge believer, and why wouldn't you be? What strikes you when you sift through all the numbers, that scream he's number one in this category, in that category? What else?
Well, how simple he keeps things. I mean, they long ago quit working on very technical things, such that when you see him on the range, I always say that Randy Smith is, and I used to say this about Butch, and still probably would if Butch were out here more, is that they're like lifeguards who've killed all the sharks, and they're sitting up there and they're just enjoying the sun. And their compatriots sometimes look like lifeguards where the waters are full of sharks and they're on edge. They've done the hard work, so they really do make it look simple. Scottie Scheffler, when he's out there with Randy Smith, I don't know, Randy's probably telling jokes or talking about what they're going to do when they get back, maybe the odd thing here or there, but the most complicated thing that it looks like that Scottie Scheffler really works on is his grip. It's so funny. I try to, my three kids, I'm not going to say they're crazy about golf, but when we go out, I'm constantly reminding them of their grip. And they're like, Dad, why are you always harping on the grip? I'm like, well, you've got to get this right, because it's your only connection to the club. And I hope my kids are watching. This is the number one player in the world, and he is constantly working on his grip. I mean, he always checks it. He does that before he hits shots on the golf course. He'll grip the club and he'll hold it up in the air, which I think is a cool way to sort of feel the set in your wrist. You get a little cup in your left wrist when you do that. But the most complicated tool I see him using, because I'm sure he has a TrackMan, and I'm sure he looks at numbers, but you don't always see it omnipresent behind him.
You used to do that real quick like that. Bob Tway, remember, used to kind of hold the club up to the sky.
I do check his grip, but this is the tool that he uses.
That's old school, right?
Ran down and got this today at a golf shop. That's $10. I'll sell it to you for 11. I got a profit, but that's it. I mean, it's just pretty simple. When I was growing up, I would see these and I would think, well, who needs reminded on how to grip a club? Because you just get it. But if you use this thing, it shows two knuckles or whatever, and it just reminds. But it also feels like, and Fax and I were talking about it, like your hands are really close together, sort of a la Jack Nicklaus, who had I think his hands were closer together than pretty much anybody. You could almost see Jack's left thumb through his grip. But that's it. This is not tin cup material.
Huh? Here's Scottie talking about this. Go ahead.
When you're on the range using that molded grip and you've got your practice station sort of all set up, I'm just wondering, like, what exactly are you doing there, and why is that such an important part of your kind of pre-tournament prep?
Really just checking my fundamentals. I feel like when my swing gets off, it's usually something that's very basic about what I'm doing. And so I have my grip club because I'm checking my grip. I have the alignment sticks down because I want my alignment to be good. And it also helps with my ball position. And then usually either Randy or Teddy's back there making sure I'm taking the club back online, and I'm just working on my form and then hitting shots. And it's pretty much my normal practice routine. That's exactly how I practice at home. And so when you come to a tournament, it's just more of the same.
I mean, we have reams of data, technology everywhere. Enough technology, they can fly to the moon from your average tour stop driving range. But maybe it is as simple as grip, alignment, ball position, rhythm and tempo, all the kind of old school stuff you guys no doubt heard growing up.
Yeah, I mean, there's genius in simplicity, and the less going on in your mind, certainly the better. But I remember Jack Nicklaus used to always say that the key and the secret to his success was mastering the fundamentals. And I just add a little bit onto that to say the fundamentals that apply to you. I'm 5'7". I have different fundamentals than Jack Nicklaus and the big arms, or Scottie Scheffler, who's 6'3", 6'4". But that's what's really